at all.
You talking about?
Good morning, y'all. Good morning. When y'all pull up, say what's up.
Auntie?
Yeah.
It wasn't about body
Yes,
positivity.
it tagged the tag on it said
I
body
hear you,
positivity.
but that wasn't.
We
That
got a
was.
sleeper, and then we got the thing.
Got
That
you.
was the
Can I get a little bit more volume in my headphones? Good morning, y'all.
Which one are you?
I couldn't tell you.
This one.
Yeah, keep going. Guess what?
She was saying, men are asking women to go out and get
Y'all can't hear
body,
music. Download that.
body.
Yo, fact.
The tag on the
Enhancement.
video says body
That's the
positivity.
person who shared the clip,
It's awesome,
not the
Frank.
person talking.
Fire 716, your boy Big Frank. You locked in with Big Frank in the morning. And I'm not sure who that is on there, but that intro, I'm not mad at it. Okay? I don't know who that was. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. How y'all feeling? Locked in the room. Jay Cherie. Come on, man. Daniel, the provider. I don't know. Daniel, provider night. Dark night provider. D Money back in the building. What's happening? How y'all living? How was y'all weekend? Let's talk about it.
My weekend was great because the Spirit of God took over service and I didn't have to preach yesterday. So I was excited about that.
Yes.
Do it, God. Because I was like legit nervous the whole time. And then I was like, okay, God took over. This is going to be one of them no preaching services. And so I had to give God a praise. But no, the rest of it was good. I actually, I was mindful about taking some me time and having some self-care.
Yes.
So I'm
self-care.
Proud of myself. I did some self-care. I binge watched the whole season of that 90s show.
Oh man.
And just relax. So
Was it good?
it is good. It is on a streaming device that is currently not paying for advertising, so we're not throwing it out there. But no, it's a very good show. So it was like that was really cool. So I was like, I'm proud of myself. I did some self-care.
Mhm.
Yes. And I had to preach. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah.
You know, I'm really like, she my sister. She'd be like,
Can you turn up
the not having to preach. I love when God shows up, but it doesn't, you know.
All it does is create a space for next week.
For next week.
No, because next week is Toss the Bite.
It was crazy.
And I'm not part of that.
It was crazy, but she might be because it might be. It might be. No, legit.
No.
I'm gonna say this.
They always
because there might be a replacement required.
No.
I'm just saying.
No, let me explain to you why I can't stand my brother just a little bit. Because every time I don't have to preach or something happens, this African American male wants to do a revival. This dude want a revival so bad. Like you are your father's son when it comes to revivals.
I'm gonna just tell you. I'm telling you right now that there is a revival coming, and the revivalists are not old preachers and who's been around. And
it's the blue hair preacher. It's the chief ruling elder. It's the
like if you
armor bearer.
like, it's one thing like because Sunday morning is great. But a Sunday morning is not a revival. There's a different level of experience.
Oh yeah,
it's a different level of execution. The time of day, the vibe, the energy, and the miraculous. I'm not gonna hold you. I give Sunday morning to formality, and God can do what He want to do. Revival is revive
He
us,
is itching for a
break
revival,
us.
y'all.
Listen. Destroy us, fire of God, consume us. Like I just so. But my thing is that we always talk about the remnant, and we always like, the remnant, and I just feel like, remnant, y'all ready? like really those ready. Who don't have the platform or the forefront, are y'all ready? Those who've been in the background, I feel like I'm preaching. Those who've been in the background, like, are y'all ready to be? Are y'all ready to be the faces of this transition? So that's where I'd be at in my head. Because if y'all. So Sunday,
he always wants a revival. That's just it. He's been asking for a revival for the last 5-6 years.
Because
like, we just need a revival, bro. Do your own revival, chief ruling revival. Like, the revival of the chief ruling.
Because the revival is required because you need to shake some stuff.
Fast first.
That's already happening next month.
So it's
that nugget.
So that means the revival is coming next month.
and they think it's only me, but they don't know they're about to go to Kansas. Like y'all about to get a road. Y'all about to get out here on the road again. On the road. But yeah, my weekend was full, man. It was good. My kids fall off the couch 4 to 5 times per 2 hours. Like,
Oh my gosh.
where are y'all going? Number one. Number two, we just put pillows on the ground, so it's just pillows around wherever they are. But they just, they really do though, like all the time. Like,
Yo.
I watched it again.
That's the fact that you watched them fall and be like,
I watched them like Sky watched Mufasa. And just let him. I just watch. Dad, you falling? You falling? Ah, you failed. Dad, so I do. Trey's grown. He's fine.
Trey was getting it in yesterday at church.
No,
Trey started dancing at church. I said, you better dance.
No,
nephew."
daddy daycare first part of service unacceptable.
Listen.
Uh-uh.
Aiden
Trey-
fell down the stairs yesterday.
He fell down the stairs. They running. Frank is he is screaming. I love the Lord. My son apparently loves the Lord. But he was screaming. I was just like, just keep screaming in the right moments. If you scream out of tune at the wrong time, you'll be a real distraction. You can just bounce with his hand, so it's fine. But, they finally went downstairs, but it was rough chasing them with animal crackers, juice, the tablet, yogurt
that they didn't
consume.
good with.
Church, we sorry. We did the best we could. But no, it was good. D'Angelo, how was your weekend?
So my weekend was wonderful. I got to watch my show last night with The Last of Us. You guys watch it because it was really, really, really good.
I started to watch it this morning at work. Where people
Did
brought
you?
it. I didn't start it, but I started to watch it.
Yeah, the second, I played the game so many times, so I know like what should be happening at all times, basically.
Got you.
Even down to like.
So
they-
it's like a match for match, like movie to game.
So it was
Like
a
a
video game
storyline?
first,
Right.
and then so they made it a TV show,
Right.
And so it's
I said
like
movie.
some of the parts, like they had to change. I've been watching the people talk afterwards. Like I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
So
Saw
they,
Game of Thrones first drop.
yeah,
That's
they
like
changed. Oh my gosh! Speaking of, I watched House of Dragon. I binge watched the whole thing. That's
Crazy.
a spinoff of Game of Thrones.
Never
House of Dragon.
watched it.
Nope.
Crazy.
Listen, that was
It's crazy.
yeah, that was insane.
Do they got real dragons in it
Girl,
though?
I don't want to tell y'all what happened.
Do they really got dragons in it?
Oh yeah.
They got
Yeah,
Okay.
They
I might
fly
watch
them and
it.
everything.
Okay, I might
Yeah, it's
watch
really if you're into that, it's really good.
I'm only
in the
into
movie-
it is
in the-
Not
if you're
in
like
not in The
interacting
Last
with
of Us,
dragons.
in the
right?
House
Oh
of
yes, the
Dragon.
whole time.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
It's valid.
That
Okay.
show,
It's just nasty.
it's a
No.
yeah. There's some things going on in that show that you're like,
It's just nasty.
Why?
Game of Thrones.
That's why
nasty.
they watch Game of Thrones.
No, the reason why I didn't watch Game of Thrones
only
is
have one
because
nasty
I heard
thing.
somebody talk
Only
about it,
one.
and this is the
talking
only
about
time I
one
let
thing
a
that was,
spoiler get to me.
immoral. Like everything
the
else
main
was like
thing that was in
everything
there?
else. Though
Yeah.
you like, you deserve that.
But no,
Oh,
there's
man,
only
that's-
there's
I'm
only
sorry that
one
happened to
time
me.
I let a spoiler stop me from watching something, and that was Game of Thrones. They were talking about an episode when they were throwing babies off of a cliff or something,
Huh.
and I was like, bro, I don't want to see that.
So it's really okay.
I'll be honest
Um,
though, they really be like hand over fist on some of the stuff because some
Yeah.
things like the baby scene, they play that off like it wasn't even happening after you see it. You just so,
Oh,
you
y'all
know,
gonna pass
we
y'all
just
gonna
talking-
pass by that like y'all ain't say that.
Yeah.
We just talking like years, you know what I'm
Game of
saying?
Thrones is very intense, but the House of Dragon is probably just as intense. There's just some things in there that you're like, I can't believe that this isn't a TV show and it's like
Yeah,
supposed
it's
to
just
be okay.
It's just
But
bad. It's
other
just so
than
much
that,
random
it-
stuff.
yeah. It's
Meanwhile,
really
I'm
good.
waiting for season 3 of Bridgerton.
Oh my God. Listen, I like Bridgerton too.
Bridgerton is
like
my guilty
Bridgerton.
pleasure.
So I and then also besides that, like I posted some stuff for the photo shoot. Valentine's
Yeah,
Day.
Yes,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
fiery work.
Yes,
Fiery
thank
work.
you,
It
thank
was,
you.
it was
So I am still booking for that. I actually got some people, actually not some. I got a lot of people reached out to me about, they're interested. Some people were like, "Oh, can I do one with my kids?" Like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I
Get
got
her
somebody that booked.
done.
And
Let's
so
go.
yeah, and it's an automated process. So
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm over,
but yeah, that was my
Right.
weekend. Oh, and we got okay, real quick and I'm done. we did Walmart grocery delivery for the first time, and it's changed my life.
Word.
My life has changed. Let me tell y'all, it was so easy. And we set it up to have it delivered the next day because I think you got to order before like 6 or something. like
Yeah,
that.
for Walmart, yes.
Yeah, and oh man, it was perfect. I was like, they bring it right to the porch. All I gotta do is bring it inside, and I got
Oh
everything.
yeah,
I need.
listen, I am an instant,
Yeah.
especially with the edible tabletop. EBT.
No, I'm like, EBT.
What is that?
Yes, this is a radio show.
Definitely, definitely Instacarting like crazy. I know they mad at me because I'm light tipping. They be like, "Dad, he ordered $400 worth of milk." $2. No, I'm not saying.
Yo.
I know that's how I felt. We ordered like $400 worth of stuff, and I was like,
my bad.
I'm a $2 tipper.
yeah.
$2 tips. No, I delivered pizza a long time ago.
Stay out of dark alleys.
Because $2 tips was okay back in 2001 back in there, and they're just not efficient anymore.
No valid.
Especially the gas, the energy.
When minimum wage goes up, tippage should go up.
Yeah.
No, so here's my thing with the tip. I'm not an anti-tipper, but anytime I'm getting a good tip, especially with like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Little Caesars, whatever, the service has been trash. I have told you to put the
that's your
food in
problem.
a certain spot. You don't put it there, and I got to come out of my house. I have told you, please add this to it. You don't do it. Like every time I've given you a decent tip, you give me mediocre service. So now I'm a $2 tip you now.
You don't tip till after.
Yeah,
No. No, but with Uber Eats, DoorDash you got a tip.
But you
Like, right
can
before
that.
adjust the tip.
Afterwards, right?
I know with Instacart you can. You can. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've been robbed as an Instacarter. I was, oh yeah, here y'all go, great tip. Next day, mm-mm.
Oh my god.
You had a dog, not my fault.
Good morning, ma.
It's going down this morning. Listen, if you guys want to advertise here on the radio station, give me a call, 716-371-1903. There's a promotion going down for $7.16. I'll give you more information about that when you give me a call. But until then, we'll be right back getting into Big Girl Chronicles on our return right here on Fire. 716 Big Frank in the morning.
Yo, Hannah said the Walmart delivery commercial. They was in the house putting groceries in the fridge. Where that's at? That's a fact. But no, I don't want nobody in my
I
house.
don't want nobody in my house.
Nope. Unless I'm like super busy and I'm in the house.
It's Selena. If you want to follow us, it's Fire 716 Radio app on TikTok, and then the app.
The app is Fire.
The app is also Fire 716 because she said that y'all sound fun.
We are fun.
Download the app.
Absolutely.
Tap in, tune in.
We are very fun.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Like yesterday at the 10 a.m. service, somebody was like, yeah, I was watching y'all show. Y'all kind of went to a different place in the show. I said, let me explain something to you. It's 5 Christians on the show, but it's not a Christian show. Like, so if you come in here think you're going to get to Shana Nas the whole show, this ain't the show for you. Like,
Stage left.
yes.
Thanks. No, I definitely I've been telling a lot of people about it. I'm like, yeah, you should watch it. Like,
Jay Cherie is on you.
Jay Cherie is on you.
What's good, everybody?
Okay, Daniel's on it. Okay.
What's good, everybody? You already know what time it is. It is Big Girl Chronicles. And on this Monday, the girl wants to talk about watch who you listening to.
Mm-hmm.
So, the great Dr. Sharita Michelle Williams preached her whole entire life off yesterday at her church, but she was talking about laying aside every weight, but then she paralleled it to weight training and things of that nature. It was like an inspiring message, but it also kind of gauged you to talk about like laying aside certain weights. And a lot of times in laying aside certain weights, we have to watch who we are listening to when we're trying to do this stuff. So I was legit having a conversation with some fellow plus size queens, and I said it on purpose just to make it mad. I was having a conversation with some other queens, and they were talking about the best way to lose weight is this, the best way to lose weight is this, you got to do this and all this other kind of stuff. And it was like gimmick moves to try to lose weight, where in the next 30 days after you lose that, you're going to gain it back because you are not staying consistent. And all throughout the whole conversation, it was like just spare of the moments things with no commitment at the end. And a lot of times we go to our friends or we go to our family to get certain advice, to get, well, get some inspiration, or even just to run some stuff by them. And in their good intention, they're trying to give us wisdom out of their broken or very interesting, perceptive way. And we take this in and it ends up being bad advice. Ends up being bad wisdom. And now you mad at the person. Well, let me start with the accountability first. If you know a certain person is inconsistent in their behavior, that's probably not the best person that you need to go to for advice. But also you have to understand that what one person's journey may not necessarily be your journey. So you can't necessarily morph the two lives together in order to try to achieve a goal. For me personally, I can't do the same diets as some of the other people that, were around me, because it just won't work for me. Right. I can't do it. Don't eat after 8:00 because I'm at work sometimes to 7 and I've got to go home, get myself together. So it really has to deal with me watching who I listen to. And in this season, I'm only letting people pour into me that, one, have my true heart, and care about me for real, but also, two, those who have true godly wisdom that can guide me in the areas of their expertise. Because I'm not gonna ask a crackhead how to do hair, because that may not be their thing. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna ask a fat person how to be skinny. That's why I don't follow Atkins' diet. He died of an issue like complications with his diet. And people were actively doing it. Like, we have to just be careful of who we're listening to and where our wisdom comes from. Because it's partially on you if you went to them. So this is your Big Girl Chronicles. And, with that being said, yes, I am starting a new weight loss journey. So you guys will be following me. Come on. I'm trying to get off these pounds, but also the community is going to be holding me accountable when I'm out here eating snacks I'm supposed to be eating, specifically Wegmans Ultimate Chocolate Chip Cookie. Because you're beautiful, you're intelligent, and you're graceful. This is your Big Girl comment.
Not random. I can't give details because people know these people. There's somebody I know who used to do hair.
That's a crackhead.
That also like did crack and pop pills. Like, he's no longer in that lifestyle, and I don't want to give his name out, but I kind of want to be messy. But he's now preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, and
he's an outlier.
And so now he's married, children, living and preaching the gospel and doing well in the kingdom of God. But once upon a time, he was a hairdresser and he used to do drugs and crack and all that stuff. He was like,
but yeah, no, I am trying to start this journey. I'll probably be doing TikTok videos.
Oh, because you know that I ain't even say nothing. You already know marketing.
Like trying to get this out there, because so it's funny, and if she watches, since I'm not putting you out there, so I was having a conversation with somebody on Facebook and they was like, oh, that sounds like a health ministry, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna be doing it because I got enough on my plate. But like, I really do want to talk about the ups and downs when it comes to trying to get healthy, not be skinny. Let me be clear. I will never be skinny. I'm not built for skinny. It ain't gonna happen. The reason why I had a nice body in high school is because I played basketball. Like, that was it. Yeah. But I want to get to the healthy point, so I'm going to be journaling. doing video footage.
And I think that, trying to get. And I think that is part of the chronicle of the Big Girl. I think that's the journey of Big Girl Chronicles. That's the journey of what that is. I think that the totality of being well, mind, body, and soul is the goal and agenda. So I commend you. I'm looking forward to your due diligence and your marketing and all those things. And okay. All right, when we get back, y'all, we might get into the question of the day.
Yes.
Which is,
do you think your social media gives off a false narrative, or is it based off of people's interpretation?
We'll talk about that when we get back here. 5716 Big Frank in the morning. Let's go get it. I'm asking you to tune in on Thursdays at 11 on our show. Girl, with you, brother. I just
do I have to?
No, keep it.
I don't know when.
Well, so while the commercials are playing for them, just cut your mic off because they're hearing those commercials. Okay. But then cut it back on when they start. When the music starts.
Hey, to the one person that's on here.
Hey, you.
Hey,
Hey, friend. What's up? How you living?
how you doing, Matt? How you doing, sir? We appreciate you.
Thank you for watching. I'm telling everybody on the
So go ahead and download the app and rock out with your girl. Again, that's each and every Monday at 7 p.m. Tune in.
Oh, they say hey.
What up?
What up?
Wait, I know who that is.
Matt Salma.
What's up, cousin?
Hey, cousin.
Good morning.
Cousin, what's
Morning,
happening?
morning. How you doing,
Matt,
sir?
what it is? Top of the morning, King.
Yes, good morning, Matt.
Turn your mic on when you say hi to
Oh,
Matt.
yeah.
Yep.
Commercials.
Oh, he's doing
Oh, it's in the commercial. All right.
Because I need it.
We want you to email your music to the radio station at fire716radio@gmail.com.
Hey, Josh.
I'm looking for media people to be able to open up the cameras and this because deal with the audio and video. So we ain't got to spaz out about the two, if you will.
Yeah.
So that while you're playing those online, I can just cut that off. You can just be for the app and play those same commercials visually
On the screen
here,
again.
on the screen, and click.
Like how we did before.
Yeah. Let me see. Go back. Let me see. Oh, through a room full of dimes, would it be $100? Y'all can hear the song. Sometimes I have not in the shower.
I watched this other guy go live. What was it last night? Oh, I put the camera around. Okay. And he was live. Yes, 716. We are
Fire 716.
I'm not gonna, yes, Damari 96, 716. We are from Niagara Falls. Some people from Buffalo.
Yes.
So for sure, representing.
Yeah. Download the app if you can. Please, baby. Download the app. It's a free
Skate,
app.
skate.
Download it. We got more content coming for you guys. More
Wow.
shows
Right,
happening.
that's-
It's gonna be great. We
This
all-
is happening
We
right
have a good
now.
time. Also, follow me on TikTok, Fire716 Radio. I need 110.
Yes.
I could be wrong. I'm
I mean, if
mathematical.
somebody wants to break down dancing, you know.
Nah, I'm
Like, cause Kevin was just over there shaking his. shaking his
I don't-
hips.
I don't dance,
He was
uh,
singing. He was really good.
I don't- I don't dance.
I can't sing good all the way.
I don't dance
all
for
the
free.
time.
I don't dance for free no more.
The thing for me is
I don't dance for
I
free no more.
can't keep the tune.
That-
So I get that good note in.
I could find the notes.
yeah.
Oh nah.
Oh yeah. I'm a no.
I'm
I'm a no slider.
I will keep a note all day, but that's because I'm in the choir. But I just. Oh, question: Is the "I'm a Dog"? Is that instrumental that you play
Yeah,
randomly
no,
sometimes?
that's yes. Yeah.
Like, no, so I'm a natural soprano,
Gotcha.
but I am so tired of singing soprano. So like, I will go straight alto in the middle of praise and worship. But I'm not part of the praise team, so it don't matter. But like, I'm like, nope, alto notes. Like, because yesterday we had a full chorus at 10 a.m. Everybody was singing one voice except for like Mia. She was breaking the harmonies up, and I was like, yes, you do harmonies at 10 a.m. service.
Yeah. Y'all did good this Sunday. This Sunday, y'all was. I said, I'm scared of y'all.
Yeah.
Let's get the screen back. I can't wait to get a new praise and worship for them. Just. I feel like for church, praise and worship
We're in a commercial right now.
is good. It is needed.
Yeah.
Because
When during this time is when y'all need to be talking the most because we ain't got nothing.
no, that was because online.
This one y'all can have random stuff to say.
Okay.
Right,
You know,
right.
like 10
Post the
a.m.
random.
service, I wish
Random
we had
stuff
like
to talk.
No, we only got
worship
30
like we do
seconds.
at 2 p.m.
So-
I see it.
Hmm.
I see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh, what a lag.
But that could be Shutter. That could be some. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we figure that out. But
The picture looked good.
Yeah.
good.
If anybody would like to sew Joel Coy tickets into my life for my birthday,
He's funny.
Oh, he is funny.
he's coming to Seneca, Niagara,
Is he?
February 19th, the weekend I'll be celebrating.
Oh my gosh! Listen, I wouldn't mind going to that because he's really funny.
I found tickets for $80 a piece.
Right. Okay. Advertisement for these people. You better go call them and tell them to advertise here. Hey, you're like, dang, this guy here. Oh, Joy Coy.
Sorry.
The joy of my Lord. Fire 716. We back.
Yeah, we-
Fire 716. Your big Frank. You're like in the big Frank in the morning. Get ready to get into the question of the day. And the question of the day is:
Do you think your social media gives off a false narrative, or is it based off of people's interpretation?
I'm going to go off interpretation
Yep.
because Frank gives a lot of different diversity.
Valid.
We're Santa Claus, we're the prophet, we're the prayer, we're the dancer. You process that how you want to, okay?
Valid.
And based on my own personal conversation, it probably sounds like I am a whore. But you break that down how you want to. You know, like, I DJ and I prophesy. God said. DJ Frank.
My social media does not give off a false narrative. People definitely interpret it wrong because I ask questions and people automatically assume things. I'd be like, oh, okay, you know, is it okay for a girl to shoot their shot? And this dude was like, you know, as a woman, a guy, you know, you need to be waiting for your husband. First of all, I wasn't talking about shooting my shot. I was just creating a conversation because I'm about to post it to the radio station the next day. I was just taking a poll, so to sense.
Right.
But like people have read into my social medias, and plus I have found like people study my social media
You keep going.
because it's weird.
Conversation.
It's weird because like there was a certain person who was liking all of my posts, and so like one of my brothers was stalking my social media and was like, so is this the dude you talking to? And I'm just like, okay, first of all, he's a fan.
Right.
I'm not talking to him, but like dudes, like they'll look for how many times dudes like a picture, or like who is this person liking all your stuff, commenting all your stuff on Facebook, and interpret it as I'm talking to this person. If you're smart, you know I am very private. and I could be talking to somebody right now. Nobody would ever know.
But you know, social media, I'm a snitch. Gives it is our interpretation, but sometimes it is the pattern. Like I know when somebody has broken up with somebody,
Oh, valid.
and I know when they're talking to somebody. Like it is not because they said anything; it is their availability to the screen. Wait a minute,
Social media.
you've been gone for 6 to 8 months. You ain't been saying nothing to nobody. Now, it could be a sabbatical, it could be whatever, and
All we see is
you know, and now you won't hear a whole lot. Your attention span has been readjusted, and you hear a whole lot, and I ain't seeing him no more. Like before, you used to little face.
they start that single
That's
that single lifestyle. Single ready to mingle.
No, honestly, I feel like it's selfish if you posted your relationship for 6 months and you don't tell us how the breakup was. You're being selfish. We've been following this series for the last 3 seasons.
No,
You owe us
And
a finale. I'm like,
I don't care.
Oh,
Nope.
I was gonna say, go ahead.
Because at the end of you was there, then you wasn't. Now you back. Nobody really cares. Nobody cares that you're not in a relationship anymore. I don't even really care about the breakup. I don't even really care about the breakup. You get what I'm saying? But like,
You good.
bruh, keep your private life private. Like, don't nobody care.
Yeah.
I don't know.
that's why I believe in just popping up and down.
Am I faking? I don't know.
Am I
I
faking?
feel like you know you have your social media fake moments. I guess, but like you know, for the most part, nah. Sometimes I'm just being just to be a contradict to everybody else's life. So I'm just being a jerk. But for the most part, you know, I be chilling. I talk about anime. I talk about black people, and sometimes I talk about how I'm disappointed in things. So like, though, definitely got off that. Always talking about how I feel though. So you know what I mean? I think that'd be the thing, because you know sometimes we just use social media as an emotional dump. And
Valid.
not saying it's a bad or a good thing. It's just that sometimes you shouldn't be dumping everything on Facebook.
Because people are going to interpret it the way they want to.
Valid.
And then you're going to get mad at their interpretation. You shouldn't have put it out there.
Not even that. If you're gonna put it out there, explain it. You know.
Something.
You know.
What you about to say, Devin?
So
Gotta go
I guess
face.
mine is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's just different because I am
You somebody.
I'm a digital content creator, right? So I'm officially a content creator because I really do get paid Yeah, Facebook.
Okay, let's
Young
get
Money
paid.
Okay.
Facebook brand, D money
Facebook has
gets
blessed
paid.
my life. It's blessing me tomorrow.
Come on.
So it's a little different. Like I don't post or talk about extremely personal things. I don't do that in general anyways.
Yeah.
But I really don't try to do that on like social media and stuff like that because people are crazy.
Valid.
So it is based off of people's perception. As far as my content goes. So I do have to put out there a little bit something different. It's not that it's fake, it's just that it's not me all the time.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
know.
always dressed up. I'm not always like, putting on for social media and stuff like that. Right. So, it's not always like that. However, it is me though. Like,
Yes,
this is me. Like,
This is not a
videos I
robot.
make, like, yeah, that's me. The stuff I share, like Facebook, I'm always sharing funny stuff because I'm always laughing at that stuff. But then again, too, like, like I said, I smoke it the green stuff. So I'm always on like I'll be on TikTok or Facebook and I'll be just sharing funny stuff because it's
That's
You know what
funny stuff, thought provoking stuff,
Yeah.
controversial
You know,
stuff.
I
like
bought
that.
some
That's all I am.
herb
Drunk stuff.
over the weekend. I
Stuff
bought
that
some
goes-
CBD lotion. And
Oh, okay. I'm like, CBD what?
It's not even that. It's CBD body wash just to get my experience of the benefits
I
of
don't think
CBD.
it really work all like that.
They do. They have it
Topicals work
for calming.
for yes, legit. Like if
know
you got like
you- I got Jesus for my heart. The Lord is here.
It was a sweet sensation going through my body.
Yo, the sweet spirit is here.
The sweet sensation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Matt said people will always construct their own ideas of who you are as a whole based on social media.
Now,
Yeah.
now with that being
That's
said,
valid.
that's valid because, for example, for 2 years straight at 12 noon, I was praying.
Yeah.
Constantly.
About to get back to it.
Falling asleep praying, waking up praying.
That's a
praying,
fact.
praying.
But did God not hear the prayer?
God heard the prayer.
Yes, sir.
Did you not ask for rest and get it? Come on. Did you not ask for peace and receive? So for some people, the prayer warrior is what they know.
Yeah.
That's what social media projected to them. So the other components they weren't aware of. Even my wife thought I was extra deep. As a matter of fact, there's people who now believe that I am extra. No, me and God got conversation and we just talk aggressively sometimes. But social media gave that image. So then to DJ and these things, oh, he DJ too. It's conflicting for them.
Yeah.
Your problem. I don't know. One lady was like, her Santa Claus situation, and I get it. Point's valid. But I have been designed for not only the church but the community. I have a dual responsibility.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it doesn't look well. So social media, people will interpret how they want to. You're heathen, you're good for nothing, trifling. I love God. And I say that and
You know,
prophesy.
I feel
God
like I
said.
gotta second that because I feel like too sometimes the stuff that I post may not align with somebody's idea of what a Christian person should be, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Valid.
But at the end of the day, I feel like you don't know my prayers.
You don't know my story. Come
Yeah,
on.
you
Or
don't
the
know.
things that I've been
For
through.
real.
Because my worship
Hello.
is for real.
Okay. I know, for real. And I really do feel like that, sometimes it could be that way. And also too, as far as relationship goes.
Talk about it.
So that's another thing, like as far as your perception and all these different things. I had somebody that I was not dating, kind of dating situation.
Don't
We were just talking, yeah. No, nothing like that.
You were
Nothing like
talking
that.
and spending time.
And like he would just question me all the time. I'm like, bro, we haven't even met in person yet. I ain't say bro because that's kind of harsh, but I'm like,
I have bro to bro.
My God.
It is. Bro, you're not even on that time. Like,
take it down.
dang, yeah, no, that.
But it was just like, oh, you were always posting on, social media.
Don't
And
me,
you
I'm
don't
a
really
sister.
message back as fast, and it's like
Mhm.
But no,
you
broke
knew
down
what
and
I
say,
was
start
doing
calling
before you
nigga.
started messaging
Nigga,
me
what?
because you
Yeah,
followed me.
yeah.
So, I feel like
Yeah.
it's definitely
You
it's
gotta stop trying to figure out people's relationships based on their social media.
Oh,
Facts.
for sure.
Like you got
Poster,
this is gonna irk you more than it irks anybody else because
Yeah.
like I said, I'm a super private person. I don't post relationships on Facebook, even when I was out here in these streets. If you got a MySpace on, that was the most. Like I don't believe in having people in my personal business because if you open that door, people gonna have something to say in your relationship, and if your person
You
is
know-
sensitive, then it becomes a
Yeah.
problem. So I'm super private, but like I posted a picture of me and Robbie Tucker.
Mhm.
That's my brother with
Uh-huh.
ours.
Seen
He
that.
is my
Yeah.
little brother, but I didn't tag it me and my brother.
Yes.
I was just like, oh, me and Robbie. My phone blew up.
Just got to verify.
It was like, oh my God, y'all so cute together. When did you and Robbie start talking? And I'm like, first of all, I'm like a decade older than this boy. But second of all, like me and Robbie have always had a brother. Don't be coming for my brother, bro.
I wasn't.
But like me and Robbie
Who
have
was it?
always had like a brother from out the gate. It's been a brother sister relationship, and it was just like because I didn't tag it. This is my brother. Like even my former spiritual mom called me. And was like, "Oh, your new boyfriend cute." If you was really my mom, you would know I would never post my boyfriend, like ever. So people stop stalking people's they stuff on Facebook.
But
and make
so
sure-
hold on.
do-
No narrative. You open it up.
I feel like no though because I do that on purpose. Like I've
Let
literally
them
posted pictures where people know dang well this ain't nothing or this is literally a family.
Okay.
But I do it on purpose, not just for me, but because
But we were at an event together, so it was
But
like
you got to talk because what if your shot caller watching?
Not
Oh,
the shot
that-
caller.
listen, if
The
they,
shot maker.
if
The shot
they-
maker.
if
Facts.
they really a shot maker, they
Shoot your
will shoot
shot.
their shot.
But you've been shot already.
No,
No,
because
because if you
based off of what I seen doesn't mean
Yo.
it is what it is.
exactly. Uh-oh, we lost the camera.
Reese gone.
Okay.
Oh, there. Okay.
And there's Daniel.
It's okay because I had something to say anyway. So
Say what you gotta say.
what I was gonna say was that but social media exactly what it is. It's social media. So you are portraying anything in a space that anybody could see it at. You know what I mean? So anything that you do, you're gonna get judged for in general. So I think it's kind of it'd be kind of backwards to be like, can't nobody judge me or have nothing to say to me about nothing when technically it's like doing something out in the park and then expecting nobody to say nothing to you while you at the park. Like, bro, you outside.
I used to post stuff. I used to post
That's
random
all I'm
like,
saying.
here's the plate without the face. Oh, she cooked for me. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'll be out here.
I'll have to. I'm gonna put her on blast because
I don't
okay.
nothing in the box.
Balling.
I don't think I
my
lied.
mom. I'm gonna talk about my mom.
Talk.
Listen, my mom, she has done so much better. She has done a 180 on social media because she used to be that person that like would post just everything that was on her mind, and then it would be a lot of cussing people out, and just too much. And we would tell her all the time, like, you don't have to post that stuff on social media. So, but she's doing much better. But there are other people out there. So actually, matter of fact, yesterday,
Talk about it.
how I was doing that view my story thing.
Mhm.
Okay, so somebody else did it, and I don't know why I thought let me just be nosy, and it was just corn. It was cornography, okay.
Corn.
And I'm just thinking to
Not
myself,
corn.
like, sometimes between that and people
You
just
gotta be
putting
natural.
like, who was it? Was it Carisha? The girl from City Girls, is her name Carisha?
I don't know.
I think it's. Anyways, she told people that she liked to be peed on. And it's like, why are you like, I don't understand why people go on social media and they just put their deepest, darkest secrets on there. Like, keep that to yourself. Keep it to yourself. It's okay if you don't tell the world that you like golden showers. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Y'all see what we
disgusting.
doing
And the
in
person who'd be
No.
interested in that
Y'all
is
see what we
currently
doing in the
locked up
background.
right now.
We is
So
playing
Get
catch.
I don't say get out the bed. Get out the bed. Like there's
On
a
social media.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
But
you want to.
there's-
That's you.
that's you, but there's my God in His infinite wisdom says that the bedroom is undefiled.
They not
Stop
married, though.
bringing your bedroom to the public. Period. Get out of there with all that.
They not married though.
There's I don't care if you like it. And forgive my language. Adult piss is different. This isn't infant purity baby food. This is grease disgust. This
is chicken wings
This is heavy.
and high blood pressure medicine.
From yellow and orange.
blood
This is
pressure.
dangerous.
Could kill. Anyway,
If your pee is orange, please make a visit to the doctor. If your pee is orange,
yo,
That's-
No, that's just when pee. Maybe
Yeah.
when pee sit, it turns.
it's not pee anymore.
It's not pee. Like after that, it's
That
not like
is-
if it's coming out orange.
That is piss.
yeah, that's a whole nother
it's not
problem.
pee no more. That's piss.
But no, like for me, it's just I think it's just funny. Like people will watch your social media just to like try to get information. My social media consists of Jesus, me being annoyed by school,
Yeah.
and then like sharing memes.
Yeah.
Like I'm a meme sharer.
But
I
you-
will share.
You know,
I
you
would
say
share videos,
and
reels.
you got to
all
be
that.
careful to what you post because the people who don't know you,
Right,
but they see you,
right,
only have what you present.
right. And I was gonna say, I was like, back to it'd be weird to think that people shouldn't judge you on social media.
Yeah.
As someone, as a Christian, as we all are, you know what I mean. At this point in my life, I'm just open to being judged because it's like, though I like these things,
Though you slay me.
though I like these things, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Though I like these things, or though I'm interested in these things, though I may share something that I think it might be funny and it might not be funny to you now because you're like, oh my God, damn, that ain't the Lord or whatever. You know what I mean? It's fine. And that's just how I feel at this point because it's like, well, that's fine because, when it's time for me to start talking and like, this is what Jesus said, or
Yeah.
this is what I've been doing, or okay, y'all, the Bible says,
Mhm,
like on
mhm.
Facebook. Then when you see that, come with that same energy though.
Right,
Like you're like,
right,
oh
right.
damn, come question me then. Come say stuff about me then because I'm a full
You
I'm
ready
a
for
person.
that.
I'm a full person. I'm a
Yeah,
well-rounded
yeah,
person.
yeah.
Yeah, I like anime. Oh, it's demonic. Fine.
He's a yikes, not the
There's
booty.
nothing
Right.
in this world that's
People's perception of me changed a little bit when I joined the radio show
Mhm,
because they didn't realize how real I was.
mhm.
Because I was, there's a church reel, and then there's radio
All
show
my
reel.
snitch. All my snitch. Go ahead.
And like,
No.
so like, if you're in a relationship with me, you knew this reel existed.
Yeah.
But it was just like, oh my God, because I was watching the show and you said something and you brought up like, a bunch of bodies, and I was like, every Christian got a pass, and I had bodies. Like,
So this is kind of church and messy, but I'm gonna be this person. I'm not gonna call his name out this time, but a friend of mine, out of a certain state, was prophesying online, and he was like, and God, oh, Brother Frank, your own Minister Frank, Elder Frank, bless you, man of God, the pastor, he says, God is calling you back to the pulpit, and I know you got the radio station, and I said, you must not know. I just got 3 in a row.
right. 3 sermons in 2 weeks.
But it lets me know that what you see
Yeah.
Right.
more so is the radio station,
Right.
which means you're not tapped into our Sunday morning or our Tuesday night.
Right.
So based off that, you assume that these 2 hours of the radio show in the morning is done more than you have no idea. Listen, I love God. Okay? I am present.
And I don't understand why we have created this narrative that just because you have a relationship with God or that you're a preacher or you like or whatever capacity, me being the semi-prophet that I am.
Uh-huh.
Like the semi-prophet, I have not fully embraced the calling yet. But like me being the person that I am, that you're not gonna have a human side. Like this radio station. First of all, I didn't know how many people from the church watched until we did one segment and they talked about it that Tuesday. Before Bible study, they was like, "Oh, we was listening. Y'all really went to the left." So you outside the room, but you not in the room. Okay, cool.
Don, peace.
But
Peace, God.
like being a Christian does not disqualify you from real topics, real life situations,
Right.
and things that we bring to the table. At the end of the day, yes, we're a believer, but in situations may be messy, but we also know that God is gonna fix it at the end.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you out there and it's like, oh my God, these Christians, we have real life situations, and we bring them to the station and we talk about them, and then we'll give you Jesus at the end.
I mean, I just like that whole situation.
I'm just okay with it at this point.
It really
fine.
like what comes to mind is just the
I'm
simple
built for
fact
the
that
smoke.
you
Call it a
need
smokehouse.
we need the Lord. We need Jesus. We need God. Like at the end of the day, no matter how perfect you try to be, you will never be perfect.
Come
you will
on.
never not sin. You will never, ever, ever, ever. So let it go. Don't even don't
Ever?
don't
Ever,
try to
ever?
be so
Ever,
perfect that
Never.
you forget that you need God.
And
Like,
don't
that's
they
the
try
only
to make
thing
us
that's
think
gonna
that
make-
we gonna be so perfect
Yeah.
that we ain't gonna fall short.
I
You
mean,
be
'cause
you be
stuff
well with
happens.
that.
The Bible says, put your trust in no man.
Yes.
Because listen to me, I don't care if you lean too hard over here, you're gonna fall. if you keep trust falling at one point, I'm not gonna look because
Yeah.
you can't lean here always. And I think that's the balance. I know
It's
what
gonna
I've
be
been,
mean girl status.
but I know what I've been called to do. I know what I've been ordained to do. I know what my balance is between the two and what's open to me and what's not. And I thank God for that. And that's how we move out and operate. But with that being said, we'll be right back.
with
Yeah,
church mess.
because it's about to get messy. How messy? You might not want to go to the church
Church
when we
mess.
come back. It's going down first. 716 Big Frank in the morning. Let's go, get it. Boop, boop, boop.
Okay, so you got church mess? Oh. Okay. I was like, oh. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not the only person with church mess. Okay. No.
Okay, so on here it asks like questions.
Yes.
So this question says, what would you do? What would you do first if you won the lottery? What would you do first, Big Frank?
Pay my tithes. I'm gonna tell you. No, I'm paying my tithes first, and then houses, real estate. I'm not even. It's about flipping it. I'm about to flip every. If it don't flip, and my wife get, baby,
Go ahead
and
and
ain't
download
no-
the app and rock out with your girl.
the church only knows because the tithes came in.
Facts.
Oh my God, how do you get that?
Mind your business.
I came into a blessing. I
came into a blessing. All right, Kev, your question.
Y'all don't want to know that answer.
No, tell us.
He owned multiple dispensaries.
I need in on that.
When I say I'm gonna do everything to make my money work for me,
Yes.
you won't know the difference. And you're gonna see the difference, but you might not like it.
And I'm getting honorary
You
decorations.
are
Not go to school.
God, you are aggravating. Okay, so you got to make more than one donation to be an honorary, get an honorary
Listen.
doctorate. More than one donation. That it's not just money, it's time.
Oh, we can split
Work.
it up. I can
Listen.
pay people for
Oh my
What would
God.
you
Facts.
do? Jay Sheree.
Pay my tithes. I'm definitely gonna
Facts.
pay my tithes.
You ready?
Opening up my counseling business. There's some scholarships I want to fund.
Mhm.
So I want to definitely fund some scholarships. Release my sneaker line.
Yes.
Releasing my sneaker line would definitely, but also I would love to start like a woman's empowerment situation for those who struggle with self-esteem.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, and then I'm gonna have houses. I'm gonna have a house though. I'm gonna have a house and some investments going in. But yeah, that's my
Okay. All right. Dark Knight.
If I won the lottery, I would definitely pay my tithes first. If for no other reason, I don't want no kickback. So pay my tithes first. I would pay my parents' houses off. I would buy a house just for me. I probably buy two. I buy one up here. I buy one down south somewhere, and then I put the money into here to get to push it to where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? We be buying cameras. We'll have so much cameras.
Listen.
We'll start renting cameras out. You know what I'm saying? We will have a building a whole production studio with a black box.
Yeah, see, now Daniel tapping into the prophetic.
No,
Frank
Daniel.
got a vision, and we got a vision, and I'm trying to get somewhere.
No,
If I
valid.
can't get it myself.
Yo, listen to me.
Even if I can't get it there myself,
Y'all
I'm
wait.
gonna try to find people.
This
tell
on
me
fire.
to get it. We already have.
I'm
to.
try-
We'll get halfway there
I'm
already on
I'm
our
trying
own.
not to be.
Just gonna have to come.
Be who you are, Doc.
That's just being real.
oh, but I
the
am
preacher
changing
has
my
a word. The
I am
preacher,
changing my name in my phone.
the preacher has a
You ain't gonna
word.
find me.
So I know it was $1 million lottery situation, but I just want y'all to know that we about to be en route to a place. Two things real quick, and I'm sorry. I was in the church Sunday walking through at Niagara Falls location, but while I was walking, I saw a different, bigger location. That's just for the church. But the idea that he dropped in my spirit a while back that came back, remember Canva?
Yeah.
Getting that going is a full functioning. I'm talking about stage, studio, warehouse.
Canva.
Like I'm talking paint the canvas. Remember that? I don't know if you remember.
Yes.
But I'm talking about
I'm
warehouse, studio, full lighting.
No, valid.
I see what the space that I want, and it's already hollowed. Just got to clean it out. I'm in the process of getting funded for something. Y'all don't understand.
No, come on.
If y'all want to donate, y'all want to donate. Whatever. But for sure. Yeah, that was a good question.
Yeah.
I really asked you.
I know.
My bad.
All right, so
Y'all gonna be so bad. Y'all ain't know that.
see, what would you do if you won the lottery? What would you do? So honestly, I think if I won the lottery, the first thing that I would do is I probably would take my grandma and my mom shopping.
Oh, valid.
I think that would be the first thing. Like, come on, let's go shopping. Because even anytime I've gotten large sums of money, like that's the first thing I do is like, come on, we gonna go.
Okay,
just
shop.
do whatever you want. Because usually they ain't gonna get a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh,
But I want to put it out there, family, if y'all watching. But no, so I might do that, and then I would definitely pay off all my debt.
Yeah.
My credit would be lit.
Like
Some debt I'm not paying off.
Facts.
I'm using it.
A lot of debt don't even need to be paid off.
So I think that's what I would do.
No, not. Thank you. Let me Fire 716. We had Christmas for 37 seconds, but it's okay because we're gonna get that
my
out of there.
Josh Christmas tree is still up. I'm judging it.
Listen.
I just got rid of the tree. And we had a real one this year.
Did y'all?
When I said clean up,
Oh yeah, them pines just dropping.
man, I didn't wrap it proper. I just made whole, grabbed, and dragged it through the house. Not through the house,
But yeah.
from
They was like, "Oh my God, it's just bringing some spirit." It's after Christmas. I'm gonna need y'all to take this down.
fact.
At least if you're gonna keep the tree up year round, have January decorations. put hearts and stuff for Valentine's Day. Like, go with the holidays. Just don't leave the Christmas stuff up. You're right.
That's crazy. Right. Valid. Matter of fact, I still need to get my fire pit together outside. I mean,
You've been talking about that.
Guys,
I left mine in my last location. I think my sister actually got that joint. But yeah.
My ex-fiance, the crazy one, he built a fire pit in my grandma's backyard.
Gotcha. I just dug out with the bricks.
I want to do an oven in the backyard.
He crazy in love.
That'd be fire. What we got for church mess?
Church mess. So at Washington Norfolk District Assemblies in Plymouth, North Carolina. So they had a new election. The new elected Bishop Hazel made some changes to the church. And the congregation started fighting in the middle of the assembly meeting. So I was watching the video and it was like, no, we ain't accepting these changes around here. You ain't gonna just come in here. You brand new. We just elected you. They was going off. And then this woman got on the mic. It was like, this is not the spirit of God. The spirit of God is saying this is not in his will. While the whole congregation is wilding out in the middle of this.
Get out my church. Go home.
And here's the thing, people. When you have elections and you bring people in, you accepted what they were going to bring when you elected them. Fact that people was smart mouthed and talking about we'll walk out of here, they'll walk. See you. It was just the whole video was very messy, and the guy was just like, you guys elected me. I told you I was going to bring some changes to the church, and these are the changes that are necessary for the excellence of this whole this assembly. And church started fight. I wish you would break out in the fight at my church and say the reckless stuff that they said during this meeting to my good pastor, Bertha Brinson.
Fighting words.
We got a different congregation.
No, for sure.
One is called to drag and one is called to pray.
But where do you feel like you have the place to tell your leadership that
you elected though?
that you elected,
Now you-
but that they can't come in and make changes for the better. Like just because you put them in place don't mean you have the authority to run.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like
But some
what's up with
denominations.
folks?
So when you like Baptists, they can vote some things.
Well, that's
So
fine.
if they don't like it, they can definitely vote. Because I've seen in a bunch of, because I grew up Baptist, so I've seen them like vote people out because they didn't like something. Like they was like, oh, you want to do this?
So what was the
Next
point?
board meeting.
So what was the
Vote
point
them
in
out.
voting them in the first place? So my question then is, what is the purpose
Of what?
of voting them in if you're just gonna vote them out?
Because what happens is because when you are at the table, you got to vet them, or we like them on the trial. They come in, and then what happens is when you come in as a new person, whether you're on a job, you come in
Yeah.
and you start readjusting stuff.
Fact.
And if we've been a certain way for a long time, now we got a problem. Here's Tabernacle,
That's a personal issue.
Genesis Street, because they had a pastor come in. He came in. All right, we're gonna change. We're gonna evolve. We're gonna grow.
Doing great.
But then there was a conflict. So it was a family church, and the family voted him out because now you changing stuff. Because some people have stuff arranged a certain kind of way.
That benefits them.
So let's stop trying to vote people in, because at the end of the day, if
Well,
y'all wasting their time,
But that's if
You get
that's
what
in
I'm
your
saying? Like-
bylaws. So like, and this is a story. I'm not being messy.
call it.
Bishop
No.
Brown has told this story.
Ooh.
I get it.
He has
Next.
told this story. When they
You
first
just said it last Sunday. I want you to know that.
right when they first brought, he was Elder Brown at the time.
Okay.
Elder Brown into Mount Airy. He changed some bylaws when he came in. They tried to vote him out, but they didn't realize he changed the bylaws. So they couldn't vote him out because he was like, "We not doing these chicken dinners and then, like during service. We shut down the candy store because Mount Airy had a candy store. He's like, we shut all these distractions during service.
Yeah.
People smoking in the basement. Yeah, I'm telling the people smoking in the basement. He was like, I'm shutting all of this down. He came in a clean house. The only reason why he was still there is because he changed the bylaws. But the church in itself tried to get together to vote him out, like, and lock him out of the church
And
because
that-
they didn't like the changes that he made. Because Mount Airy at one time was messy. Like,
but after he came in,
I was
it
there.
changed
it changed. People
for the
left.
better though.
Yeah, but obviously it's a
But
whole
everybody that left was the people that didn't need to be there in the first place.
right.
Exactly. And
But
that's
the-
what I'm
and the-
getting at.
And I get it, but there's also a place for it
Yeah.
Valid.
because
valid.
though he was successful, had he been a tyrant, had he been something
No,
else,
valid.
had he had not been as productive, but he wanted to have clout for his name.
Yeah.
Right.
How we gonna get you out now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
No,
sometimes
valid.
I get the vetting process. 'Cause even in like QJC organization, there's a vetting process. But every denomination is different because AME they switch. They got
Yeah, they
Yeah,
switch
we go through pastors.
like their own
Because
rotation.
they're
You're not
appointments.
getting 50, 60 years one pastor here.
Oh, got you.
You
So
might do
gotta
10.
set
You might
terms.
do a set, or we might move you
Yeah.
around.
And it also
Because they believe in appointments,
But-
not like
let me tell y'all real quick my gripe
Tell
with
it,
that,
tell it,
because
tell it.
at
Gripe,
the end of
gripe,
the day,
gripe,
there's a
gripe.
situation that happened. I can't say all the business,
Mm.
but situation happened, and I just felt like the pastor we have now, she's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I genuinely love her. I don't want her to go, but I feel like the way that the AME church set up,
She gonna be gone.
they basically, in a way, it feels like blackmail.
Yeah.
If we don't pay certain assessments, then it's possible that they will take the pastor that's there and switch him out for
Mm.
somebody else.
yeah.
Why?
And because that's how the AME is set up, you have to
That's
pay these assessments.
weird.
That's what I said.
Yeah, because
and I don't agree with
and I don't
that.
have all the
Yeah.
details of AME, but I know that they house their leader, their pastors.
Yes.
They cover those expenses for
Yeah.
living.
Okay.
So
They
this
get a
is
salary.
yeah.
They get
so
know,
those so the
housing, they
auxiliaries
get-
go towards
Yeah.
the keeping them in place.
So yes and no.
Yeah.
So there are assessments that we have to pay that go directly to like the bishop and the elders and
Mhm.
stuff like that. And then there's supposedly these other funds that go to like schools and universities that the AME church
AME as a
has.
They have a whole
And it's
church.
supposed
That's like a whole
to-
school.
Yeah, like and
Word.
it's supposed to be that that those programs are available to the people that's at the church.
Yeah.
Right.
However,
However,
mhm,
Sad.
mhm.
we need to follow the money because
They're
there's
not
a
there.
disconnect somewhere.
Come on,
See?
come
You know what
on.
I'm saying?
But that's-
So,
That's
yeah.
another reason why these round tables in church
Mhm.
are hindering in certain areas
I-
because in that area, money should never be a problem. Money should never come up missing.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Although it does, it
Yeah.
should not happen.
Yeah, but
the thing it come down to is the accountability of it all.
absolutely.
Like,
Or the integrity of the people.
well,
'cause-
but this is why you don't. This is also what comes down to people being accountable. Because if you had somebody that was accountable for you doing your job and doing it correctly all the
that's-
time,
Okay, I get what
even
you're
if you
saying.
did it wrong, somebody was coming behind you like, "Yo, you have to fix this."
Absolutely.
You know what I
That's
mean?
not
But a
bad.
lot of
That's how it is in
people,
some churches.
well, like in a lot of people, if you are all crooked
True.
and you put, you are all sitting at this table and you all crooked and money going funny, nobody gonna say nothing because everybody's
Yeah.
getting a piece.
And let me just be very honest
That's
here too,
very
because
valid.
it's not even just we trying to be crooked. All it takes. My pastor told me, Pastor Rob
One
Sanders,
number
that
being wrong.
you'll be tempted in ministry with your money,
Mhm.
with sex, and was there another one that I forgot? Probably my family. but what is that you may not mean to do it intentionally off grid. Might find yourself in a situation only borrow this, I'll pay it back, and now you guys find yourself in a pattern
Yeah.
of developing, and this becomes the habit, the norm.
A habit of
And now it's
borrowing
like, dang, now I'm in the habit of now taking.
Right.
So now you crooked. Now we find out down the line. But like Daniel said, you need somebody to be monitoring. That's what the table is supposed to do.
Yeah.
Valid.
But if there's nobody's doing that, because mind you,
But
we got people with
well,
It sounds like
volunteer.
the table is more of a
but the
I
I can't. The table can't just be one person, because the idea is that the table will check the person out. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Ideally.
That's why churches have a
but it's
board.
the difference between checking and trying to get rid of because you don't like the way they moving.
But see, that's a lot of churches have boards. And so like that's kind of like in a sense, first of all, and there's stipulations to being in the board.
Yeah.
It isn't just like, oh, it's
My God.
a board full of homies. Like you have to have you have to have
man.
certain qualifications. You have to be a tithe payer. There's like certain things that you have to be in the board, but that's supposed to regulate that.
Yeah.
But given to the, like I said, with the situation with Bishop Brown, like the board was like, nah, he's interrupting our monies. So he got to go. But like I do believe each church needs to have a board. I definitely believe that. But the whole my thing is, you guys in this scenario, you guys elected the person, but then got real corrupt during the meeting.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
the disrespect for me was what made it messy.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you coming against this man of God, and then this off person screaming, "The Holy Spirit is not pleased," while
Right.
everybody's fighting. Like, granted, she could have been right, but like that's not the way of doing it. And like this is what makes churches messy.
Right.
There's no
Exactly.
order,
And that's
and that's the problem.
And that's what I was gonna say about the situation specifically. I think the issue isn't with if you can vote them out or if you can or can't. The issue was their reaction, because they could have
Exactly.
heard what he said, not agreed, and then voted him out. If that's how they felt,
Mhm.
they didn't all that extra.
Yeah.
That wasn't. That wasn't. That wasn't.
But
the,
see,
that
but-
wasn't the Lord. That wasn't.
But is
that
voting
wasn't
him out
Jesus, that wasn't
the
grace,
Lord?
mercy, none of that. That was
Because he
just-
was
you
like,
get what I'm
y'all
saying?
not,
Like-
and he was like, y'all not gonna elect me into this position and disrespect me. Like,
Valid. Like
and like that's when it was like, well, we are elected you. Like it was just like the people just kind of went crazy. Like
Entitlement.
we have the power,
but
we
that's
had
what
the
I'm
authority,
saying.
so
Like,
we can speak up. And it's
are
like,
we
no.
vetting the people on the board, not just the pastor?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Well,
Because
Careful.
you have to be willing. You have to be willing to follow the person they put in position before you can say, "Oh, I don't like that." Bump that. If y'all know y'all comfortable in the mess that y'all operating in, I'll gladly step down.
Yeah.
But don't feel like because I'm coming in and changing things and you don't like it that you have the
Hey,
Hey,
right
cousin.
to vote me out.
yeah.
Granted, the right is there, but it doesn't make it right.
Mhm.
True.
Well, see, I think ultimately, yes, it should be the
Dorica.
board, but also too, what is there a history with this pastor? Has this pastor
Right.
been at another church, and what happened with that church?
Mhm.
Were they able to grow it? Were they able to,
Mhm.
make sure that what needs to be done is done?
Right.
And I guess I have a lot of gripes at the church.
Yeah,
I
no,
do.
talk about it.
It's
But
church
it's
mess.
because I
The
feel
church
like
as a
at the end of the
whole
day,
has its issues.
the main reason why we in there in the first place, I feel like it's usually the last reason of why they're even doing it like why the church is even doing what they're doing.
Mhm.
A lot of times it's money.
Mhm.
We need to get funding for the church. We need to pay these bills, whatever. Then it's positions.
Mhm.
Oh, this person is doing this. This person is this, And then like once you get to the bottom, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we're here for God also. And I think that's backwards.
Valid.
I
Well,
think it should be God first.
God-
Y'all should,
Yeah, but let's just be keep it a bean because
What
what
got bills to play?
there's requirements and all, these are the factors. Number one, this is about God for sure.
Right.
God uses people to bring finances to make things work.
Valid.
There has to be a system in place for those finances to be worked out efficiently.
Valid.
But if you want to come in, we can worship outside in the cold. Oh, we can definitely go outside in the cold. And God, we love you. We definitely can.
Sitting in our cars doing worship.
And God can move and triumph. But if you want to come into this beautiful sanctuary and come into this good heat with these decent pews and this decent presentation,
Good
and
AC.
you want these musicians and these things, these people that's doing, because I would love to say as a pastor, oh, come play for the Lord. But this is your time and your energy.
Right.
And unfortunately, these things cost. So there is a cost to there's a cost that's accumulated with this.
Right.
And two, for your leader, it all depends on how I know leaders that they work and they do ministry.
Right.
But I also know many people
Bivocational.
who do just ministry. That this is their livelihood. We
I'm
survive.
Outside.
Keisha, yeah, here I come. I'm gonna meet you.
Outside right here.
Probably outside in the front.
you want me to go?
No, then you can go. And then we're gonna rotate all the way around. And so there's a way. So there's a financial responsibility, and sometimes in our culture, just naturally so, when he's falling and God has him, that even when money's not proper, the mood is messed up.
Mhm.
It affects more things. So yeah, while y'all praising and shouting, I'm afraid that the mortgage we might be closed down.
Yeah.
Valid.
While you shouting and praising, because some people are just coming for the experience of just God, and I get it. But there's a financial responsibility, and I think you got to trust God. There's other ways. You shouldn't be taxing people crazy. It shouldn't be about money, the line.
Yeah.
But I think there should be a process in place where there's an opportunity for those who are coming to worship God to be able to give. That's why we
Valid.
ask
I agree.
your tithe and your offering to sustain what I'm giving you to do.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we can do it outside with no power, no light, just the earth.
Right.
And you can, and God can come in and you can rebo shantiri in the cold. But then it's like, oh, I'm not coming to that church. Be outside. I can do it. But you want to come into a building. You want us to have resources in that building.
Yeah.
And this is where I have a conflict when the church can't offer any resources
Valid.
outside of Sunday morning.
Right.
And then the other church mess before we go to break. So, renovation of core beliefs, sexuality, and humanity. So, watching this interview with the Reed man, he was talking about our renovation of our core beliefs and how, back in his day, he didn't believe in men wearing earrings and tattoos and stuff like that. He has that now. I'm not against it. I got tatted. But then he talked about the church as a whole renovating its ideas on sexuality, and this is where you lost me. Holiness is still right.
Right.
I am not going to conform. Once again, I do not condemn the alphabet community. I still got friends in it. But what I will not do as an elder in the Lord's church and a person of God is condone sin. Whether you are being gluttonous, whether you are a liar, or whether you are smashing the same sex. I'm not going to say we need to renovate our ideas on sexuality because you're going to make it okay for people to stay in sin. And I understand needing to change the mind frame to modernize it, to grab the people. But when you are renovating the ideas of the principles of God and the Bible to make people comfortable, then you're compromised.
That's because Larry Reed, he said it himself, has had ping, and I'm gonna say this, and throw me the viral link, okay? Feel free. And the fact that he may want to engage, he's talked about his sexuality, and he's been open with it, and God. And that he's been playing in bread baskets. That's just what he said. So
he been out here.
I'm not going to conform the gospel.
Okay.
We all have sin. We all fall short of the goal. We all have different challenges and difficulties, but I'm not getting ready to change the gospel
Right.
to succumb to your feelings and emotions because you're not willing to surrender a part of you that's probably barking again. so to be conscious, to be aware, I get it.
Yeah.
To know how and how to not be offensive intentionally.
Right.
The word cut. Period.
I know all 75 of your flags, but I'm not gonna condone them. Like, I'm just not.
So for
Like,
me, to conform or change, no. Guess what? Holiness is still a standard. Holiness is still right, and the Bible discusses these things.
yes.
Let's not. Oh no. Yes, it does. It discusses
Fact.
having ill affection. It discusses these things, and I'm not going to just beat them up most time because it's a visual presentation
Right,
that we can
right.
identify.
Right.
That's why it's so big.
Right.
Because we can look at.
I understand the principles of, like I said, I understand the principles of modernization. I definitely
Right.
get that.
That's being current.
But being current, being effective with the people that you minister to. But this whole renovation idea, it's not just for that community. Renovating sexuality as a whole, it's okay to be asexual. It's okay to be, this, and this. It's okay. No, like, I'm just not going to do it. Like I said, I'm going to look at you crazy if you out here like, Bruce Bogtrotter from Matilda eating a whole big cake and calling you a glutton.
Yeah.
It's the same thing I'm going to look at as a person who is out
Listen,
there. So
listen,
we get ready to come back.
Yeah, the conversation is good. We're gonna stay right here. It's going down. Fire
We got
716.
commentary from some visitors.
Hold on. It's going down. It's about to get crazy. The room has grown. We gotta do some quick camera adjustments. It's going down. Fire 716. Tag a neighbor, tag a friend, because I feel like we about to go to a place. Somebody feel free to tag Larry Reed. It's cool with me. I said what I said. Come on, Delonte.
Good morning, Delonte.
That's family. It's real. So tag somebody, let them know what it is, and let's talk about it. Fire 716, Big Frank in the morning. Let's go. Let's get it. Media adjustment. All right. So the best way.
Turn your mics off because it's about to get loud.
Kevin, yeah.
Oh, valid.
As why somebody call me? Can I book? Play it.
Come create at Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. Poetry, improv, comedy, music, and more. Hanley Studios, available for renting. We have lights, sound, and stage equipment. Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. We provide live streaming. For more information, call 716-371-2780, extension 2, 716-371-2780, extension 2.
Fire 716 Radio, serving the best in urban and inspirational music.
Come create at Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. Poetry, improv, comedy, music, and more. Hanley Studios, available for renting. We have lights, sound, and stage equipment. Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. We provide live streaming. For more information, call 716-371-2780, extension 2, 716-371-2780, extension 2.
Fire 716 Radio, serving the best in urban and inspirational music.
Come create at Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. Poetry, improv, comedy, music, and more. Hanley Studios, available for renting. We have lights, sound, and stage equipment. Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. We provide live streaming. For more information, call 716-371-2780, extension 2, 716-371-2780, extension 2.
Fire 716 Radio, serving the best in urban and inspirational music.
Come create at Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. Poetry, improv, comedy, music, and more. Hanley Studios, available for renting. We have lights, sound, and stage equipment. Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. We provide live streaming. For more information, call 716-371-2780, extension 2, 716-371-2780, extension 2.
Fire 716 Radio, serving the best in urban and inspirational music.
Come create at Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. poetry, improv, comedy, music, and more. Hanley Studios, available for renting. We have lights, sound, and stage equipment. Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. We provide live streaming. For more information, call 716-371-2780, extension 2, 716-371-2780, extension 2.
Fire 716 Radio, serving the best in urban and inspirational music.
Come create at Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. Poetry, improv, comedy, music, and more. Hanley Studios, available for renting. We have lights, sound, and stage equipment. Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. We provide live streaming. For more information, call 716-371-2780, extension 2, 716-371-2780, extension 2.
Fire 716 Radio, serving the best in urban and inspirational music.
Come create at Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. Poetry, improv, comedy, music, and more. Hanley Studios, available for renting. We have lights, sound, and stage equipment. Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. We provide live streaming. For more information, call 716-371-2780, extension 2, 716-371-2780, extension 2.
Fire 716 Radio, serving the best in urban and inspirational music.
Come create at Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. Poetry, improv, comedy, music, and more. Hanley Studios, available for renting. We have lights, sound, and stage equipment. Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. We provide live streaming. For more information, call 716-371-2780, extension 2, 716-371-2780, extension 2.
Fire 716 Radio, serving the best in urban and inspirational music.
Come.
It's Fire 716.
Let's go. It's Big Frank in the morning. Jay Cherie keeping it going. We got them hot topics, local news, and BGC flowing. We got Big Kev on the air. Dark Knight flying in here. It's Fire 716 and we rocking it. Hey.
Almost went on the glory.
Just trying to touch you.
Oh, okay.
So me and Josh were saying that you cute for a big girl is a backhanded compliment.
I like this microphone way better.
So,
I need this in
like
my
we
life.
talked about that on Friday, and so I made the comment.
Do I need to scoot over
I
somewhere?
said that's like us saying to you, you cute for having a small penis.
Right.
So apparently, somebody from saw it and like heard it on the show was like, "Oh my God, Elder, you be strong." I was driving home a point. Like, I keep trying to tell y'all, it's Christians on a radio station, but it's not a Christian station. Like, don't come
The
here.
table's so full, y'all.
Like, listen.
No, valid.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
No, you walk in the room, you're gonna be on the show.
I want to have some
We
coffee.
back? Two.
Okay.
Can you hear this
You can see
microphone?
it? I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
One of these.
So, yeah.
We can fade out and come in.
Apparently, some people feelings was hurt. I was like, "You be all right. You still gonna get prayer." So y'all.
Ooh.
Pop me up.
Faded.
Fire 716 and Big Frank. You're locked into Big Frank in the morning. This is what it's called expanding, and growing, and being amazing, and being awesome, and just God doing what He does. But welcome to the table. I'm gonna just say the Bennetts because the Bennetts of Buffalo. Come on, say less. The Bennetts of Buffalo.
Yes.
For those who don't know, these are top tier people on top tier levels who are just top tier amazing. Okay, they live on the good side of the tracks. They are somebody. Okay. No, but valid. Keep it always 100. Really been a blessing to my life. And for them to pop up this morning, I'm excited. No, valid. Welcome to the table. Okay, it's good. This ain't the Red Table Talk. This is Fire 716.
It's fire.
We don't lie about stuff at this table.
Valid. You call it what it is. And our last conversation, we were just talking about church mess.
You lean this way, I'm gonna lean this way because because
I'm gonna go back and forth. Welcome
we
to
block each other's shot out here, bro.
No, you good. Come to the room. We right there. Yeah, we good. What I was about to say, we was talking about church mess and the church monies was the last conversation.
No, we was talking about modernizing the church.
Oh yeah.
And revolute. You know.
Yeah, I just think that.
Yeah, no.
What happens is you cannot change the word of God because you feel like you don't want to fight no more.
Yeah.
You can't be like, oh, I'm tired of fighting against my situation.
Yep.
I'm tired of fighting this challenge, so I'm gonna readjust the word to fit my situation. No,
Right.
It's not how it works. It comes at a point where you're challenged. Yes, I'm changing the way that you think, the way that you move. It goes against the grain. It goes against your will. So this is going to be a fight.
Right.
But just because it's a fight don't mean you got to just be like, oh yeah, well, this is just who I am, just what I am, and settle in it. No, but it's a part of evolving and growing and advancing and being okay with. Just because somebody say it's okay, don't makes it okay. Unfortunately.
The word of God is offensive.
Yo,
like, so so you're gonna be offended by the word of God. Period. It's offensive. I have read stuff and be like, Jesus, you ain't had to do that to me. Like, why you gotta punk me in scripture, Jesus? I was just trying to spend time with you. But like, so to have this idea, yes, I do believe that we are in a different generation of people. So, you know, it's not going to be church mothers, skirts down to their ankles. You know, no earrings. It's not going to be that. My hair is blue. I got a nose ring and 6 tattoos going on 7. Like, you know, I do, but I love God, and so I can attract a certain group of people because of based on how I look, how I operate, and how I speak. And we're supposed to become all things to all men so that we can win one. That's the book. Read it. But the fact that we want to get to the place where we're becoming church culture of condoning sin because it's uncomfortable is ridiculous.
Yeah.
If the word of God is offensive and Jesus was turning tables, what makes you think that we're going to compromise in this day just for your seed? Like, we're not compromising for seed in this.
And that's evidence that we love you.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk about the truth of love.
Okay.
Everybody wants to love.
Love
nobody wants to talk about that love is going to address you about you.
Right.
Valid.
And you may not like it, but because I love you, I have to tell you.
Right.
And that's a conversation that's like, yo.
I think that there's just that there's a way to say it.
Oh,
you know, like especially if you are talking about something that's very sensitive to someone, you know, there's a way to address the situation.
Right.
Yeah.
But sometimes people that love you can still address the situation and they love you, but
yeah,
the way they address it is like they hate you. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
No,
So,
valid.
for sure.
I don't know. So you got some things different because over the pulpit.
17 is out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit the left and right on the. Forgive me. We added a new microphone.
There we go.
That's all right.
My thought process is over the pulpit.
Oh, wait a minute. He's messing.
Hit left. Hit on the bottom where it says monitors. Hit.
Nope. On the board.
On the board.
On the board.
It's a main on the side of that white key. The white. Go to the white
Slider.
slider. Go to the left of that. The right of that, and go down to the bottom, and make sure the left or right is on.
L with a slash.
Other side. Try it now. Talk now. No.
Do that need phantom?
It has phantom.
Okay.
I'll be your voice.
That
Over the
Over
pulpit.
over the pulpit.
Over the pulpit.
Your only job is to speak the word.
Only job is to speak the
regardless if
word.
it hurt, harm, skin, shot.
Hurt, harm, skin,
whatever
shot.
Cut, whatever it do.
Whatever it do.
As long as the word go out,
Word go
that's
out.
your only job.
Only
now,
job.
as far as we talk between each other,
You be
I'll try to tune my words
Yo,
so I
Tango.
can feel. But over the pulpit, I'm not changing what God said. God said what he said.
translated. Yo,
Fact.
tingle. In other words, as a preacher, I'm gonna say what God said. Period.
Right.
But
Valid.
between you and I can be a bit more palatable in our exchange. But
Yep.
that's how I process that.
Because honestly,
We
like
gotta
for me personally, if you care about me as a well-being, if I'm musty, I want you to tell me. So if
you know, like bring it up, you gotta.
like if I'm musty, I want you to tell me. If I'm doing something that's gonna send me to hell, I want you to tell me. It's the same thing. If we say that we care about the whole man, it's not just what makes you feel good. And that's what we have to get to the place that is not always. This is not always going to be a feel good message for you. It's not going to be prosperity gospel all the time. It's going to be some real stuff, and it's gonna hurt. But I would rather hurt your feelings in a moment and you still make it than me to compromise and you go to hell. And I got to explain this to God when I get before Him because your blood is on my hands.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeremy.
Stop! You saw my face.
Yes. Come on in.
Everything is seen.
Good morning, number one. Good morning. The Bennett's of Buffalo. One more again. I feel I'm in a place where I can be honest.
Yes.
Be honest.
Always.
You. Oh wow.
Yes. That's what we do here.
Good. So I guess I might have a little bit. I came from a when I decided to really give my life to the Lord, I came from a old school Black church, which I later on realized was a cult. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't gonna go too far with it. But every little thing I did wrong, I could have blew a fart the wrong way, and I was going to hell. And so it was really, really hard.
Unholy farts.
As I was gonna be honest, no farting in the house of the Lord. But so for me, I really do translate the Bible as you believe in Christ, upon Christ Jesus, you are saved. I know it does sound like a once saved, always saved, but if you're it does. And I mean, I don't think there's something you're going to do that's going to send you to hell if you believe that Christ is your savior. I don't believe that one day you're in and then the next day you might be out because you did something unfavorable.
So what happens with that text is this, that God knows the heart.
He does.
So the Bible says if you confess with your mouth, believe in your heart. I don't know the contents of your heart. He does. And what happens when your heart changes?
Okay.
Because you felt some type of way. Then you get it, your heart posture has to get back. I think that's the only reason how you do this in and out. But once you're saved, I believe you got. I believe that you died and you rose. But am I convinced in my heart of the benefits that you say I can have? Because once I'm preaching now. Because once I'm convinced for real.
Yes.
That we have this connection, I got access for forgiveness, and I can be healed, and I can really obtain this. I then live my life a certain kind of way because I'm convinced in my heart now.
Got it.
This is a fresh deposit. Now, feel free to judge me if you want to, because we ask them to come to the altar. Do you confess? They confess. Do you believe? They say yes. And as a human, all I can take is your word.
Yeah.
Right.
But God knows
word is
your
bond.
heart.
Valid.
So, at what point does your heart truly confess?
But see,
but then, like, I used to have this issue.
Okay.
Because sometimes I used to feel like I didn't feel God. Like I didn't.
Welcome to the room.
Hello.
Whatever you
feel,
do.
you know what I mean? That what I was doing was right. I didn't feel it. But something that I had to learn. Not that I'm not gonna say that people don't feel it, because people definitely do. But God is not always gonna be a feeling.
Yeah.
Valid. Yep.
God is all, your belief is all on you.
Fact, faith.
If you gonna follow God, then there's rules He has. You be obedient, if nothing else.
Yeah.
As long as you are gonna be obedient, you will never feel like you are off. You may not feel sick. You might not feel like you feel it.
Okay.
But eventually it'll get to a point where you'll feel everybody else. And they'll also feel you. So then it's like, now I'm in the congregation, I'm in the church, I'm comfortable. Because I know at one point I was kind of uncomfortable. But once I got comfortable, because I was like, I feel like I'm doing it right.
Making that attempt.
And then it just becomes a thing.
Yeah. And that's valid because God is faith, and faith isn't feelings.
Yeah.
That's without faith, it's impossible to please God. But if you are, I'm gonna say this word again because I've been using it, convinced.
Yeah.
If you are truly convinced of who I am and what I can do for you, you operate a certain kind of way.
Right.
But what happens is life happens, and it challenges you being convinced. So you lose the convinced. I'm using this word part two. So you lose conviction. Like, oh, I went through this trauma, this issue, this challenge. I don't get it. It don't make sense. Oh, it's hard. Oh, it's crazy. Oh, I came to church. They did me wrong. They did me dirty.
Yeah.
So now these things counteract where you was once convinced. So now I'm second guessing. And if I can get you to second guess, now here's a gate in the door to distract you. God still loves. God has an open door policy for you. Welcome when what's up? Speak to me, I speak back. Even when you're not talking to me, I'm talking to you. I got some stuff to say. But it's like now I got to convince you again to get back into a grace that you never had to leave out of.
Because like when I was out here, I was out there for 16 years. I was under God's grace for 16 years.
Okay.
She did some time.
I did time in the world. I served a good bit in the world. But like I still had a relationship with God, and it was points in the time, even when I was out here drinking, smoking, and doing the worst, God was still using me to lay hands, pray, intercede, people getting free. I'm still in bondage because my salvation didn't stop because I was out here in the streets. But I also had to I still had to come to myself and be like,
make a choice.
You gonna make a choice.
Yes.
Either you gonna get this right, because my grace will run out. Either you gonna get this right, or you gonna bust hell wide open. And that was my reality, because it was like I couldn't continue to operate in sin. The wages of sin is death. That doesn't mean we die naturally. It's a spiritual death. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I had to make a choice because my grace was running out. And it was even prophesied to me, the next person you're gonna sleep with gonna get you something that's gonna kill you. And it was nothing but the grace of God that was the time that I exited Buffalo, went to New York. But the person I was going to sleep with, I didn't for some reason. I was like, I just don't feel like I want to sleep with you. If I'd have slept with you, I would have caught something. I would have caught something that could have ended my life. My grace was running out. And I think this is what we have to understand. Yes, you don't get unsaved, but there is a point of grace where you can be turned over.
I was watching a video, and this one girl was like, she had this realization that the worst thing that can happen to you is that God turns away from you. And I was like, that is not even about the devil trying to get at you. It's literally just the fact of God not being there for you because you have done so much. You have not seeked him. That makes sense. So I feel like it just also too, are you monitoring because you were saying about the heart, right? But it's more than just that. It's even like it's in your mind. What thoughts are you thinking? Are you monitoring?
So a man thinketh in his heart.
Yeah.
So is he.
So absolutely.
I do, I really do feel that way. There are certain decisions that, if you really truly love God and you really follow him, you can't make them because your mind and your body won't let you.
And everybody's conviction level is different. And this is something that needs to be said like publicly. Everybody's conviction level is different. My good bishop, I was surprised that Bishop didn't have tattoos. Like when he was, I'm like, dude, and he was just like, that's not my thing. I just didn't want them. Like, that's not what God called me to do. Somebody said something to me, and it was the best interpretation of what I was dealing with at that moment. She was like, why did you come out? And I told her why. And she was like, that wasn't God's best decision for you. And that's what I took from it. A lot of things that, we choose to come out of it's because it's not God's best decision for me. I prayed before I got my tattoos, whether people believe it or not. Some tattoos, God clearly was like, no. No. 5 heartbeats, no. But when I did get the okay for the ones that I do have, I was in a different place. For me, it was closure. For me, it was this. I was in a different place where God may not tell, Frank got him, but God may tell Frank, you can get another tattoo. Everybody's relationship with God is different, and we can't put our expectations and our relationship in somebody else's life because it's different.
I was gonna say that the greatest indicator to is struggle. You can live any kind of way you want, but because we all have problems, we all gonna fall short. That's just what it is.
Right.
The guarantee that if you want to know if you still in the fold is that you struggling on the inside about it. If you don't feel like you're struggling on the inside about it after a certain amount of time, that's when you need to be like, okay, I'm in a dangerous place.
Valid.
It's not struggle for me. Now it's become a
habit.
lifestyle. Once it's become a lifestyle for you, you don't want to be in that position. So nothing is if you feeling some type of way, stop. Think about it. Am I struggling with this or
right.
Yeah.
I think it's a mindset thing too. I think the world has.
I was going to say turn this.
Oh, okay, my bad. I think the world has certain mindsets. When you become saved, then your mindset should change. Like, I give you a perfect example. Like, maybe my next door neighbor was a jerk. Right now, my first initial mindset, I grew up in the hood. Like, I'm about to press this white dude. At least scare him a little bit,
Right.
You know, just let him know I'm not playing. Yeah, right.
I exist.
I'm a bigger dude. Frank understand, you know.
Yeah.
So, but that's an old mindset now.
Yeah.
The Christian mindset to be like, he ain't saved. I need to be praying for him.
Yeah.
I need to be showing him love, even though I don't want to show him love.
Right.
Because even though I may not understand in my flesh, I understand that I'm under something bigger. I'm under
Valid.
Right.
Valid.
So
Yeah.
I gotta follow the spirit, even though I don't want to, even though it's uncomfortable.
Oh, talk
But I
about it.
remember when my mindset changed by something.
Yeah.
The world has all types of mindsets. Bros before hoes.
Yeah.
It's a mindset. You know what I mean?
Fake. Blood is sticking in water.
Right.
World.
That's a mindset, right?
Yeah.
We got fiends for cousins and still love them in the house.
Right.
How many times you gonna get ice cream, bro?
Right.
How many times you gonna go in your purse, you know? But that's my point. So I think it's a mindset thing. And I talked earlier about when you're convinced.
Yeah.
I think when you're convinced is when you're living life the way you want to live it, and you realize that this ain't working for me.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Like it's just not like I remember I was like, man, this is a rough side of the mountain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
This
saying?
ain't it.
Dang, life is hard.
Valid.
And life is gonna be hard in general, but it's a different type of hard when God's not involved. It's
Absolutely.
just
Valid.
it's really like why are my hands ashy all the time?
You ain't got no oil.
This is not a god. This ash is not a
Dang.
Listen,
legit. I had money, but when I was in sin, I had money, but I was miserable. Like when I tell you, I had money. Like
You look like you had money.
I had money, dude. Like, when I had to throw out my clothes, like when I had to literally throw out my clothes and redo my whole wardrobe, I threw out like almost $15,000 worth of clothes and shoes and fitteds and everything. Like I was just dragging money to the garbage can, like slow walking, because it was hard. But like,
What?
Like-
Sell it all?
no, because things have spirits. And God specifically told me, do not give this stuff away. Throw it in the garbage. And so, like, I was like, because people were like, oh, okay, but they prosper in the world, but that don't mean they happy. You can have money, but you can still be miserable.
Valid.
And so,
That's why
like,
so
even
many
though,
millionaires
like, in
kill
this season
themselves.
of my life,
Facts.
with me trusting God, I have seen more money pass through my hands and trusting God than when I was out here working. And I have been living a pretty comfortable life until recently. But like, you know, that money did not bring me the happiness that I have right now. It
Yeah.
didn't bring me what like the joy I have right now. And I wouldn't be where I was, like where I am now, if I had just stayed in that arena. So it wasn't just my soul, it was also my peace.
I would say too, it's like, you know, when you do give up
Yeah, but
certain
it
things, God will fulfill the things that you need. Like He will never just leave you out to dry.
Valid.
And there
Yeah.
are times where you have to be. For me, like during the pandemic, I was by myself. I had an apartment that was literally in the sky, like 3-4 flights up. Not joking, 3rd floor. And so I was just alone all the time, and then I was kind of going through things. I was going through stuff with my job, trying to get unemployment because they did me wrong. All these things. So you know, but at the same time, I was working for the church and I was doing things that I felt that God wanted me to do.
Yeah.
And he made it work.
He made it work. That's what he
Yeah.
does.
He made it work.
Listen, y'all, it's Fire 716 Radio. Listen, it's been a good morning.
It has.
It's been a great conversation.
done.
I know.
We may have an overflow service.
Y'all who got jobs? Okay. Y'all got to go. It's going down.
I am purposely gonna be late for work today because they made me mad.
Be mad.
I know where I'm going today. I got a little time.
Well, welcome to Overflow Fire. It sounds like a revival. But that's not,
Overflow fire.
But God is truly faithful. He's that kind of God. But once again, the more He shows up for you,
Yeah.
the more convinced you are. Okay, God, you're doing this for me.
Yeah.
I've seen, as I attested, just the financial. God, I've never seen
Never.
this kind of flow, and to know what my situation is. God, you love me.
Yeah.
God, you really. I was just talking to somebody on a Monday morning. By Monday afternoon,
Listen.
God done did a flip.
Did a thing.
My God, you know, and those things is because I trust Him.
Yeah.
And it is that faith component. So when people talk about for God to turn His back on you, you have to be so defiant consistently
Yeah.
that you have no reverence of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've denied his power, his abilities, his function.
You
who
are
he is,
reprobate.
and you've experienced
gone.
him, and you've denied him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, okay, you're no longer convincible.
Mm-hmm.
You've decided to take this route. Not saying you're off limits for real, because I'm God.
Yeah.
But once you decide, I'm here for you. But sometimes we feel God has turned his back on us because he ain't speaking like he used to.
Yeah.
But that's often because he's trying to get to a place you ain't never been before.
Listen.
Right.
I've given you enough instructions. I ain't got to talk to you about the same thing because now you're doing what I told you to do.
Yes.
Now that you're doing that, come find me in the new place.
Yeah.
Facts.
I'm preaching.
Because I mean, like it really is a trust factor. You know what I'm saying? I haven't worked since 2018. What I thought was just gonna be a brief knee injury changed my life forever. And I was telling somebody, they was just like, oh my God, I was like, ma'am, I haven't worked since 2018. All my bills have been paid, whether they've been paid on time or not. They've been put on time. I was like, my credit went up and I got a brand new car.
Without a job.
Without a job. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, and it's not the material things, it's the mindfulness of God. But it was because I said yes. Like I gave God a yes. Like I told God, like, okay, I'm gonna do this for real. Did I want eldership? No. Let me be honest with you.
Right.
No sane person says they want to walk in this office.
I disagree with that, but God has talked to some people real young. I knew I was going to preach this gospel at 11. Isaiah 61 was the first scripture I opened up talking about God speak to me. Oh, okay. This is what life was going to be like. Doesn't.
I had a glimpse, but I didn't want it.
So,
I did not want this. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't want it. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this with my life. These are the plans. And God was like, psych, psych a boo boo. But like,
I like that, but I think I got something better.
But once
Right.
But once because my thing was, okay, I'm gonna do Broadway. I'm gonna just be on the big stage. And I would have never got delivered if I had been on Broadway. You know what I'm saying? But like, my yes opened my doors. Because I was like, God, this is really a you thing. Yeah. And I had to learn. I'm not going to tell you it was easy. I had to learn to trust God to pay bills.
Yeah.
I had to learn, like, God, rent is due. And I'm unemployed. So, like, for me, it was like I had to learn to get to the place of trust, but it started with my yes and my submission.
Because how can you expect the miraculous if you can do it?
Right.
That's good.
It's not a miracle if you can do it.
Like,
I can't do it.
That's what makes it uncomfortable. Is that the only way you're going to see it, sir, is if you absolutely can't do it.
That is good.
That's for the people like me or like Jess who will go out there.
I will hustle. I will hustle, my God.
I work all this overtime to get what I got to go and get. But then it'd be like, see, but I can't be great for you because you gonna go ahead and do it alone. And after a while, I'm gonna make you so you can't be great. So then I can be great.
Because every time I did that, a bill came up. All this hustle, the car needs something. All this, God, like, oh, you're not gonna trust me? You gonna be doing this? Okay.
There's nothing like having more than enough to having not enough in the matter of moment.
Yeah.
I just grinded, God, for 4 hours, and I just made this money, and now they don't call me for my money that I just made, and I ain't. Dog,
I just got this Uber deposit.
I was just grinding to make sure that this is okay.
Right.
They don't call before that. Okay. Before that, and now I'm not okay. Okay, Jehovah, because your logical ways, your logical methods are not sufficient for what he wants to do for you.
Yeah.
Right.
I say this to people all the time that in your purpose is your victory. And I know that it comes at a inconvenience with time and money. And that's really our biggest struggle. That's really a big struggle for us. Because like that, God, I need this money to pay these bills so we can live well. But if you really trust me and do what I say do, I'll set up some scenes for you.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna say this.
Daniel's mic is not on.
The checks that I got, Daniel, it's the red one. It's the fourth one at the bottom. But Daniel was just talking. I just heard Daniel.
I thought I did.
Let's check it again. Oh, got you.
No, we hear you.
No, hear him online and hear him on that two
Oh.
different scenes. But what I'm saying is that God has already pre-set up your victory,
That's good.
but you got to walk it out. And walking it out sometimes means that you can't do what's convenient for you.
Right.
You got to take the inconvenience so that you can really get to these markers. I've been there where God had the check already in the mail sent
Yeah.
before I even knew that they had sent it. But the need, I was on the last. Okay, I was on the last notice on the last day and running up on the last 4 hours. Lord, I checked the mail. Oh, the check was already en route 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So to know that you had already made provision for me to get to this place, I got it for you, but you got to trust me.
Yeah.
Like that's the station. That's the station.
Yeah.
How many days and times where I'm like, God, is they gonna be on?
And you know what else too? I
We
feel like
operate in faith at
sometimes
Fire 716.
when we are deep into different situations where it might be a little bit more of a struggle, I feel like sometimes we don't think about the blessings that we do have in those
Yeah.
situations.
True.
It's hard to sometimes. Well, it's not hard. I'll put it this way. I feel like the devil tries so hard to get you to focus on things that you don't have versus focusing on the things that you do have. What God has blessed you with now. What you have looking forward to, what talents and skills that you have that other people might not even have or even thought existed. So I really do feel that it's, we focus more on the positive things. We're focusing on the things that we have. We're focusing on the blessings that we've already received. Then you'll be able to see the blessings that are coming. You'll be able to see the
track record.
Right.
Yeah.
Shoot, sometimes
Just
God gonna knock you
trust
down.
the
So you can
track
see it.
record. Because because for me, money is my Achilles heel. Because I started working at 14. I have never not had a job. So this is the longest I've technically not been working. But I had to get to the place where I trust the track record. God's track record. God has always come through for me. Facing eviction, come through. Car repossessed, got it back. The track record has always come through. God has never failed me. So when stuff comes, your human emotion is gonna process. It's gonna be like, how is this gonna work out? But the track record is impeccable.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna do my final thought with this one, and we're gonna get ready to break out of here.
Yeah.
Money is a tool. Now, I don't know about those who work with tools. Sometimes you don't have what you need, what makes the job a little bit more harder.
Yeah.
So therefore, you've learned to readjust and use what you have to get the job done. Maybe you missing a flathead screwdriver, but you got a butter knife in there somewhere. Because I'm going to show you how to use what you have.
Yeah.
And how to execute well with what you have so that the next blessing that you can maintain the next. But finances allows you to have more tools in the toolbox. But God says, I don't need you to be relying on the toolbox. I'm the tool maker. I'm the creator of these things. I set these things up. I've given you everything that you need. And sometimes this is good for me. I wish I had a prop. I know when I'm preaching next time I preach.
PowerPoint preacher.
We have a toolbox and there's layers. There's a top thing and you have to reveal what's beneath it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes God has to put you in a predicament where he reveals what you already have inside the toolbox. So he has to open up some things. But if you just look at the surface, all I got is a flathead, a screwdriver, and a wrench. Open it up. No, there's the power tool.
Mm-hmm.
There's the pieces there's the connection that you have. But if you've always had this inside you, but the need had to come to reveal it.
Yeah.
But if you are so worried about the thing, you never get to the needs. You should be at a place where God, where I'm at, God, I trust you. You're gonna do what you're gonna do, and if it stay, it's okay. If it's repo, all right, God. If it's not, but I'm trusting you. And I'm doing my part. So that's my inspirational moment. Let's go around.
Fire 716.
Let's drop our inspirational thoughts for the people today to carry them, to keep them, and let's go. Jay Cherie, what you got for the people?
I would say
We're
my
flashing a lot.
We are a whole lot. It's like a Netflix special telling us it's time to wrap up. I would say my final thought is definitely know your worth, but also see where you need improvement. Because a lot of times we get so wrapped up in who we are that we don't see the flaws that need to be readjusted. And your height people may be your fall people. So you have to understand that. Also have confidence in yourself, have confidence in who you are, love who you are, but also know that there is room for improvement. So don't just get comfortable with, oh, this is just me, because you're gonna be you and lonely. That's my final thought.
Yeah, I got some.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
My Carol, I told y'all, Carol sends it every morning. She sends me some stuff, which I love it. Sometimes I look at it and be like 30 messages. So she sent some life-changing affirmations, and this just goes along with what I said about being positive. That's just my thing. Like, even just as a kid, telling people, just not overwhelmingly positive all the time, but just trying to focus your energy and your mindset into the good that you have. So some life-changing affirmations that you guys could say. I'm gonna just say 2 of them. I possess the qualities needed to be extremely successful.
Yeah.
My thoughts are filled with positivity, and my life is plentiful with prosperity. I'm gonna say one more. Everything that is happening now is happening for my ultimate good. So that's just some things to think about and to say to yourself.
Okay, we got something for the people.
Come on here.
Up the whisper.
It's the side for me. The cool wind breeze.
Speak, man.
With a Snapchat. So keep the time.
I've come to a place where I know who I have to cut off.
Wow.
And that is a hard thing for me, because this is a person that birthed me. You see what I'm saying? It hurts, but at the same time, it's for the betterment of all of you. You, your family, them, the person you cut off, like, it's better for everyone if you do. Because with them in your ear, you won't execute like you need to. And yeah, just be prepared to cut people.
Hey man, when that ministry calling, bro, you know what it is, bro.
Ooh, talk to him.
Ministry calling, y'all. All month, okay, and I've been halfway ignoring it, even today. So my thing is going to be the thing that God has technically been telling me, I guess, all month, to trust the process.
Oh yeah.
Whatever the process is, I don't even know what the process is looking like. I'm gonna keep it a bean with y'all. No idea what it looks like. But whatever it is, trust the process. Yeah. Something is working in your favor in the background of your life. Let it happen.
Yeah. The Buffalo Bennetts.
Uh-oh. Turn up.
The Buffalo Boss Bennetts.
Okay, I'm gonna be obedient. So, first, I want to say thank you. I haven't felt this welcome in a group of people that look like me in a long time. That's a big story for another day. Yo,
come back to the radio for it.
Funny, real, and I feel special in here. So I didn't know I was going to be on here. I was going to talk. But thank you, Frank. What a sweet spirit. God bless you. So it's the 23rd. And I just want to tell the people that I am, it's not for a hand clap, although you're more than welcome to put those things together. She's waiting for it. I am 23 days clean from nicotine.
Hey!
Yo, I'm telling you right now, that nicotine is something. Y'all think crack is bad. Y'all think crack is bad.
I stopped smoking in 2009.
Listen.
So nicotine is a real thing.
I definitely remember the on-off Jessica phase.
Yes.
I want to encourage the people to just, value your lungs, your health, the body God gave you. Lay the vapes down. It's hard. Go through it cold turkey. The first 3 to 5 to 7 days is gonna be tough. Mm-hmm. Oh, but you feel so good once you get your mind back. Okay. So God bless you.
Yeah.
Beautifully said.
Boss Bennett.
Yeah. Thank you for all this. And we get a little closer. I'm sorry. You always got my back. Nah, I just want to leave with the people. Money ain't nothing to God.
Yeah.
Come on.
It really ain't.
Valid.
But a blessing out of sequence is a curse. So if you want to get in a position, be in the will of God, so He can bless you.
That's good.
What?
Because He gives you a house you can't pay for, or a car you can't pay for to get taken. I've had my car repo. I did not get it back. Yeah, I did buy another one though.
Yeah.
I took the rims off when they took it. I sold those to flip that. You know?
I was at a place I didn't think.
I'm gonna get these
Right,
rims.
put a down payment on another one. But that's the thing. Money, it's not a thing for God.
Right.
Money is not a thing for God. Health is not a thing for God. God does amazing things. It's just we want to position ourselves to be in a place where we can receive it.
Right.
Sometimes we ask God, what do I have to? I want to receive this. What do I have to do to receive it? Because it's not about God withholding it. He want to give it to you. But, you know, we in a place where we ain't going to handle it.
No valid. That's true. Timing is perfect.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all, it's going down. It's 5716. Your boy Big Frank. We'll be back on Wednesday. Going down.
Sir.
It's lit. It's fire.
We did
us. We down.
Peace.